General Hospital spoilers reveal that Scout is sinking deeper into pain and despair after the sudden death of her mother, Sam McCall. Although she tries to appear strong on the outside, inside, every emotional wound is pulling her into chaos. Losing her mother has left Scout feeling lost, as though a part of her life has disappeared. That emptiness worsens as she watches her father, Drew Quartermain, develop feelings for Nina Reeves. For Scout, this budding romance is a huge shock, as she feels that her father is quickly forgetting her late mother and abandoning her. Every time Scout sees Drew and Nina together, she feels a growing sense of jealousy and anger. She cannot understand how Drew can so easily open his heart to someone else right after her mother's death. This leaves Scout feeling neglected, as if she is no longer a priority in her father's life. These negative emotions continue to build, making Scout increasingly difficult to control. She begins to express her anger more clearly, not only arguing with Drew, but also lashing out at Nina and even distancing herself from everyone around her. Small conflicts between Scout and Drew escalate, and although Drew wants to care for his daughter, he is pulled into his relationship with Nina. Scout feels like everything is spiraling out of control. Each time she sees her father happy with Nina, the hurt inside her grows, pushing her closer to an emotional breakdown. The internal struggle between mourning her mother and feeling abandoned by her father leaves Scout feeling lost, unable to find an escape from her emotional turmoil. Willow is becoming increasingly frustrated and resentful as Nina and Drew's relationship deepens. Though she tries to stay calm, her jealousy and dissatisfaction grow. Willow cannot understand why Drew, someone she once trusted and respected, could fall for Nina, someone she has always seen as untrustworthy. This makes Willow feel betrayed, not just because of her friendship with Drew, but also because of her complex history with Nina. Whenever she sees Nina and Drew together, Willow can barely hide her discomfort. She believes that Nina doesn't genuinely love Drew and is only using him to achieve her own goals. With this mindset, Willow starts plotting to sabotage their relationship. She cannot stand by and watch Nina take such an important place in Drew's life and influence his decisions. Willow begins devising plans to make Nina and Drew doubt each other. She wants to create barriers in their relationship, exposing weaknesses that neither has noticed yet. Willow is also unafraid to use her connections and influence to spread false information, hoping to cause turmoil in Nina and Drew's lives. Her goal is to make their relationship fall apart before it can progress, as Willow's hatred for Nina has become an unquenchable flame. Nina is doing her best to get close to Scout, hoping to help her cope with her mother's death and build a positive relationship. However, all of Nina's efforts seem to be making things worse. Every time Nina tries to reach out, Scout responds not just with coldness, but with intense hostility, becoming uncontrollable. Scout outright rejects Nina's affection, as if every gesture and word from Nina only adds salt to her deep emotional wounds. Scout's mind becomes consumed with fear and paranoia as she believes that Nina is trying to replace her mother. To Scout, this is an unforgivable betrayal, and her anger and pain continue to fester. Each time Nina tries to connect, Scout pulls away further, responding with harsh words and even more extreme actions. The memories of her mother, Sam McCall, have become a shadow she cannot overcome, and Scout refuses to allow anyone, especially Nina, to fill that void. Gradually, Nina begins to sense her failure in connecting with Scout, and fear sets in that her efforts may be worsening the situation. Her relationship with Drew is also being affected, as he grows increasingly worried about his daughter's condition. Scout's emotional turmoil has turned Nina's well-meaning efforts into a disaster. Not only does Scout reject Nina's love, but she also starts associating Nina with all the pain she's trying to escape from. As the situation spirals out of control, Nina is forced to confront the truth. No matter how well-intentioned she is, she cannot erase the emotional scars Scout bears. Instead of being a savior, Nina has inadvertently become the source of Scout's suffering. In a fit of rage and despair, Scout exploded in a way no one expected. The pent-up emotions from her mother's death, combined with her growing frustration over Nina and Drew's relationship, drove her to completely lose control. In a moment of uncontrollable fury, Scout decided to attack both Nina and Drew, leading to a chaotic and intense situation. The attack was not just physical, but also a vicious psychological battle. Scout shouted painful accusations, claiming that Drew had betrayed her mother and viewing Nina as an intruder, someone who was trying to replace Sam in their lives. Scout's harsh words pierced through Nina and Drew's relationship, making everything more tense than ever. Drew, who had always tried to remain patient and understanding with his daughter, now felt torn between his love for Scout and his growing feelings for Nina. Each of Scout's actions felt like a dagger to his heart, and Drew began to wonder if his relationship with Nina was causing more harm to his daughter than helping her cope with her grief. Meanwhile, Nina was deeply hurt by Scout's attack and started questioning her place in Drew and Scout's lives. The once thriving relationship between Nina and Drew was now under immense pressure. Scout's constant disruptions made it increasingly difficult for the two to enjoy their time together without worrying about what Scout might do next. This tension began to crack their relationship, as both Nina and Drew faced the question of whether their love could survive with so much pressure from Scout's side. Both Nina and Drew wanted to find a way to resolve the situation, but the more they tried, the worse things seemed to get. Drew began to feel that his relationship with Nina might be tearing his family apart, while Nina was heartbroken to realize that her love for Drew was in jeopardy simply because she couldn't connect with Scout. This crisis could lead to a difficult decision for both. Can they weather this storm together, or will their love fall into an abyss?